Investigates has learned thousands of Pittsburghers are likely drinking water laced with toxic lead, and they don't even know it.
Investigative reporter Paul Van Osdal joining us now. And Paul, you found two local families who just learned they have high lead levels in their water.
That's right, Andrew. You know, following the crisis in Flint, Michigan last year, hundreds of people asked the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority for a free lead test. Action News Investigates asked PWSA for the results. They show some homes with 2, 3, even 6 times the government's maximum levels. We talked to some of those homeowners whose water had lots of lead. Until recently, Joel Pomerantz of Squirrel Hill took for granted that his water was safe. But after hearing reports about toxic lead in Flint, the father of a newborn and a toddler wanted to make sure his water was lead-free. So he had his water tested, sending in a bottle like this one that the PWSA tests at no cost to consumers. The first test showed lead at 18 parts per billion, and the government considers anything at 15 or more to be unsafe. The second test, 58 parts per billion, nearly 4 times the government maximum.
It was very stressful.
As a physician, Pomerantz knew even low lead levels could harm his children.
You worry about a reduction in IQ, you worry about lethargy, you worry about maybe an increased predisposition to violence.
He spent $600 on lead filters for all his faucets. That worked. Another test showed no lead in his water.
Now I feel more safe drinking water from my house.
Test results obtained by Action News Investigates show lead is a problem throughout the city. Scientists say any lead is harmful, but 43% of homes tested had measurable amounts of lead in their water. 5% had lead levels above the government maximum. A home in Brighton Heights had 39 parts per billion, more than twice the maximum. A house in East Liberty was at 43, almost 3 times the max. The highest level recorded was at a Southside house, 88 parts per billion, 6 times the maximum. Action News Investigates shared the test results with Partha Basu, a Duquesne chemistry professor and expert on lead.
Those high numbers are concerning, especially if the young children are living in the home and consuming that water.
The PWSA says the lead is coming not from its water supply or water mains. They blame lead pipes called service lines that go from the street to houses. Those service lines are owned by homeowners, not the PWSA. Is there anything that PWSA is doing to the water that's causing this lead issue?
No, in fact, what we're doing to the water is helping it.
That's from using chemicals like soda ash to help keep lead from flaking off the service lines. How big a concern is it to have test results that are 5 times the EPA limit?
Right. That would certainly be of concern if it happened to me, and I would, as a consumer, I would take steps, either the filters or considering replacing my service line.
You can see the dirt where the lead service line was replaced at this Squirrel Hill home after tests found high amounts of lead in the water. The cost? $4,500. Homeowner Michael Coblin says it was the best option to keep his family safe.
Yeah, it was expensive, but you can't have water with lead that you're drinking.
The first test showed a lead level of 13 parts per billion, just below the government maximum. But a later test came in at 62, 4 times the maximum. 62?
62.
When you saw that number, what went through your mind?
Yeah, that was definitely a cause for concern. So we figured we should fix it immediately.
First, he installed a filter, and then he had his service line replaced. His main concern? His 3-year-old daughter.
Really, the number you want is 0, because there's no known safe level of lead.
But what about people who can't afford to replace their service lines? I asked Mayor Peduto about that, and he said the city is looking at programs to help them.
We don't want anyone to be forced out of their home because of this problem.
Professor Basu says if the city is serious about helping homeowners, it should dramatically expand lead testing.
This should be something that we should be taking very seriously. And if you're concerned about lead in your water, here's what you should do. First, get your water tested. If you're a PWSA customer, that test is free, but most other water companies, including Penn American and Westview Water, do not offer a free test. So you will need to use a private testing company, and they will charge you anywhere from $15 to $55. Now, at WTAE.com and on the WTAE mobile app, you will find a breakdown of all the lead test results in Pittsburgh by neighborhood, all those voluntary test results that we got for the spring of this year.
Paul, Lightning Report, I think you got everybody now going to go out and test their water almost immediately. What if you do find lead in your water? What do you do?
Well, the first thing you should do is exactly what the folks we interviewed did, and that is to get filters to put on your pipes to try to get the lead out as much as possible. And if you have a lead service line, which a lot of these people do, you want to consider replacing that as well.
Yeah, be proactive. All right.
right.
Thanks, Paul.